I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
John, you know the ratings go down on every show you sing on.
You're texting, though.
I know.
Focus. I'm very excited because we're going to do a blind. It's been a minute.
A blind of what?
Of Van Winkle.
Van Winkle.
Van Winkle.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Would this be the old one or the Pappy one?
One of them is Pappy, and two of them aren't.
Ah, so that's why you want me to walk out of the room and come in 5 minutes. I thought you were in here ripping ass again.
No, I was pouring your blind for you.
Oh, and all this time I thought you were just, crop dusting in here. Or
No.
I guess hot boxing, considering there's no ventilation in this place.
Well, you would have known if you came back and it smelled. It didn't smell when you came back in.
I thought maybe the wife got you some of that like poo-pourri spray stuff.
You put that in the toilet bowl.
I mean, either way, it's supposed to get rid of the smell of poos.
All right, we're going to do a blind tonight. Let's start it. Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards, and with me is Zeke Baker, and together we make the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us a part of your day. We started off doing blinds. Blinds were our bread and butter. When Zeke had 2 kids, we didn't have as much time to do blinds anymore.
Sure, blame me.
It is the place we love being the most.
Dear God, we still have a blind from Sparty that's over a year old now.
And we want to let Blake know we are getting to that. When we move into the new studio, finally, when we move into that new studio, it's coming. It's under construction. When we move into the studio, we're going to go a little blind heavy. We don't have interviews set up right now for the beginning of the year. So it's about time that we get back to the blinds. It's about time that we get back to a lot of reviews. We're so looking forward to that. But Zeke, say hello to the folks. How are you?
Just relishing in 2019. It sounds like we need to go a little, Lukenbach, Texas style.
What's that?
Back to the basics of life. You ever listen to Lukenbach, Texas?
But yeah, I don't know who's worse singing, me or you.
I do. Easily. It ain't me.
Our friends at Cask Cartel, you know them, you love them. They get the world's greatest spirits delivered directly to your door, whether or not it is gin, vodka, tequila, mezcal, whiskey, bourbon, scotch, you name it, gin, they have it. Go to caskcartel.com, get hooked up with a merchant who will send you your liquor directly to your door from the comfort of your own home. You can order on your phone, you can order on your computer. It is the next generation of getting premium spirits delivered directly to you in a convenient and comfortable manner. You can also follow them on Instagram at Cask Cartel. They're constantly doing awesome giveaways. They just did a giveaway for Pappy, they said. Now, not all of it was Pappy. Some of it was Old Rip. Some of it was
all
Lot B.
Pappies.
Well, it's Van Winkle's. It doesn't say Pappy on it for Old Rip and Lot B. I mean, I'm not going to be a stickler. I'm not one of those guys.
I think the technical word would be to say, Van Winkle products. But you got to admit, there's a subtle laughability into the blatant ignorance of, I need the Pappies.
I always like just the way that Instagram and Facebook communities are, where somebody will post up like, oh, I got a Pappy, and inevitably there's going to be 10 comments like, actually, that's not Pappy, that's Old Rip Van Winkle.
I mean, you see it at store raffles too. They'll just put Pappy in the year and then keep going.
In 2020, this is the second show in 2020, let's all not try to correct each other so much. There's enough of that in this world. If somebody wants to sip Pappy 10, Pappy 12, just let them sip it and talk about it and be excited. They're probably excited because they never got that bottle before, and they're going to post about it, and somebody's writing back like, actually, that's not Pappy.
Is this a subtle ploy to try and get me not to razz you as much in our group threads?
Yes.
Not happening. Sorry, bud. I like where you're trying to go there, but Yeah.
Let's just let everybody be in 2020.
The group threads and the public comments here and there aren't going to change. I'm sorry to burst your bubble this early into the year.
Zeke is my biggest troll. I should mention that. Now, we got some Old Rip, some Lot B, and then Pappy 23. Now, Zeke blinded me. I blinded Zeke. So we don't know which one is which. Zeke is nosing and smelling and tasting first. I will kind of talk for a second and let him get at least his nose out of the way and give some feedback here on the different things that he has. And we're just doing a straight up say, which one do we like more? That's really all we're getting at here.
I mean, I definitely think the most interesting aspect, considering you've got anywhere from a 10 to a 23-year product, I don't see any color difference. And you and I aren't big color people. It's not anything we normally include in our notes, reviews, etc., unless something just stands out for whatever reason. But I mean, you got to think just empirical knowledge-wise, wouldn't you expect something at least aged twice as long as the other two?
To be a little darker.
Yeah, that's a long-ass time. And I mean, we've seen some of the, the random Willets that are, 21, 22-year bottles. You can tell they sucked up some oak. I know this is proof, especially the 23 is proof down to 90.4 or whatever. I'm just surprised that there really is no change. I don't see anything. Do you? I mean,
no. And I mean, even on the nose, they all have similar noses. Some are more pronounced than others, is what I would say the biggest difference is for me. Some of the noses are fainter than others, but they all kind of have similar aspects to them.
I think one of these has a little bit more of a
kick.
I wouldn't say kick, more like an old home closety aspect. Like it just smells more wood.
There's one of these that isn't like the other. I mean, that's basically what I was saying as there's two of these that kind of have, it's there. I definitely get the nose there, but then there's that one that you were saying that's kind of like, oh, I just got hit in the face.
Which of these have you had before? Not this release, but just that line in general.
All of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at you go, big boy.
What about you?
I think just 10.
Really?
I don't think I've ever had 23. I don't think so.
I had it once.
I've had some of those Stitzer 20 a few times. My buddy Two Hole got a bottle of that a while back.
Well, that one in the middle is not a high proofer. That's kind of how...
Hold on here. So we're going to keep order on this, or are we going to go all over the place?
We're going to go all over the place. I mean, just taste them, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. You can reveal to me, and I'll reveal to you, and we won't drink all of them so that we can actually enjoy it and talk about it after the fact. We'll give it a good college
You've got
try.
on an undershirt, and I don't, so the reveal is going to look different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
Plus, I don't know if you've shaved the back hair lately.
And I haven't.
You ever get that stuff waxed?
I did.
It hurt bled. Like hell? I mean, like what's the movie? There was some text.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Is that it?
Where he did the front, but like it bled. It's just a lot easier to shave it. Plus, when I was wrestling, nobody wanted to put their head up against it, so it was better just to keep it.
Oh, man, I remember being in the summer, like being relatively hairy, and you playing basketball, and like, all right, shirts on skins. Like I always laugh, like, oh man, nobody's gonna guard me after like 2 minutes. Like as soon as his chest hair gets just nasty looking, like oh. I get some similarity there, at least on two of them. But what I get, I wouldn't really call textbook wheater.
No. I think for me, my first one is Old Rip. My second one is Lot B. And my third one's 23.
Look at you go, big guy.
Did I get it right?
Yep. Because I went from the opposite side of the table, and I thought of 2-3. I thought of MJ, who is number one all time and forever. Lot B, it's a B. It's just got to go in the middle. And then, that left one left.
What do you think you got?
I definitely think the one in the middle is the 23.
You are correct.
This first one, to me, is just super faint. So I'd say it was Lot B. And then the far right, I would go with the 107.
Look at you.
A little deductive reasoning around here.
You would think we were educated or something.
Well, that also means that I guarantee every other blind we do for 2020 is going to be crapshoot. We're going to get up real bad.
Well, I think with these, if anything, this proves to me, and I want to thank CaskCartel.com for sending us these samples, because this is not something we would have every day. And
Any day.
here's the fun part where we can actually kind of talk about this. I still think the 107, it's like with all the other Wellers that come out, how I still say OWA is my favorite. And with all the different Pappies, it's, that old Rip 10 and the 15, I just like the flavor of the 107 proof.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the 23 is great. If you don't mind something that's a little thinner, but has a lot of wood, I mean, the 23...
It's not as heavy as I would have thought, especially not to be cut down.
Sazerac always does a great job. Like if you think about the OFC, how old that is, and, it doesn't taste like an oak bomb. I think they do a very good job with aged bourbon to not make it too oaky. I don't know how they do it, but they do a great job at it. It's got the right amount of oak. The 23, I mean, you could still tell it's the elder statesman of the bunch.
Oh, yeah, and this lineup, I mean, it just had characteristics that were there. But to me, you think that long in the barrel, usually any product I've had that's cut down, into the 90s as far as a proof, there's just hardly any flavor left to it. Sadly enough, it just always seems to suck the flavor out. And the only thing that really left is just a mild to maybe medium residual just oak linger, which personally I've never found too pleasurable.
That 107 to me is just...
Well, granted, last year's though it was like Casper. There was nothing there.
No, not the Weller. I'm talking about the old...
Yeah,
red.
I remember last year's 107. It was muted. It was faint. There was no pop to it.
And
really.
you're talking about 2018, not the 2020.
Yeah, sorry. We're transitioning here.
We are in 2020 now.
Yeah, the 2018 Old Rip 10, I thought was a very faint pour. I remember that specifically.
This is 2020.
Oh, God.
You ever watch that show?
Not really. I mean, I know what it is, but...
It's a news. It's like a magazine show.
Kind of. It's kind of like what's the other ones they run on Fridays?
No, it's not like Dateline, because Dateline is Keith Morrison.
And there's some other one, too, that runs on the other channel.
One of my favorite Saturday Night Lives of all time is the one where Bill Hader as Keith Morrison. He's like, oh, so you grabbed the knife. What'd you do next? Like, when they interview the killer, and they're like, so, you chopped him up. How was that?
Yeah. You're losing me again, John.
Oh, I got to show you it. It's so funny. Also, Ace Ventura's on, and it's one of the best parts.
Old Finkel.
Where he describes everything about Ray Finkel. And one hell of a model American.
Jesus.
So, talking about this a little bit more, I mean, where do you...
There's a note that like you said, there's a common theme, but I can't describe what it is. And I've been sitting here rambling, trying for the note to come into mind as far as what just that central profile is. It's definitely not like the cherry sweet. I mean, I get some cherries on the nose and sweeter aspects there, but whatever I get as far as like a mid-palate profile for all of these, it's got a central theme to it.
It's more of like a baked bread for me.
Honestly, I was thinking funnel cake without the confection sugar.
It's something. It's
that's what I went to. It was literally like funnel cake. If you get a piece that's by some reason not doused in powdered sugar or whatever they put on it, it's kind of like that to me. But yeah, doughy and I guess fresh to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, there's something bakery to it. I will say the outlier.
23 is the one I could tell, like, that's like being in an old home in the country. And you go in certain rooms, you can tell, like, whoa, this has been here a long time.
No, for me, it's like the 10 and the 23 kind of, I could tell they were related. Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know. They all kind of seem related. It's tough when you put them back to back to back.
No, I mean, you
we
can
need
tell
some
they're...
coffee.
Yeah, there you go. That'll
no, the coffee beans, you know how you're supposed to smell them between? Kind of clears your nostrils.
You're just addicted to coffee.
No, I'm telling you.
I'm surprised you hadn't tried to hit up Paul to get you some kind of Starbucks deal yet.
I need to.
Well, you'll have a chance in a couple of days or a week or so whenever this comes out.
Well, this will come out next week.
Definitely get more of a wood element in that 23 now, kind of sipping back to it. I don't know. There's whatever that flavor is, I can't describe or pinpoint it.
What's your favorite?
Of these three?
Like, rank them.
I'd probably say 107, 23, then Lot B. Not necessarily that I love the flavor profile of the 23, but I just get more of a pronounced profile. So I feel like I'm getting something for it. Does that make sense? A little bang for the buck kind of thing?
Yeah.
Maybe not the bang for the buck if you're buying this at a restaurant, but as far as conversing what you get, what kind of notes were there, the Lot B is definitely the lightest.
I hate you right now.
Well, it's a day that ends at the week in Y.
And I hate you because I agree with you 100%.
I mean, this show's going to shit real fast.
I know. If I start...
We called out the blind. We're agreeing. Man, 2020, it's looking rough.
Maybe you are going to be nicer to me in groups.
No. No.
Maybe it will happen. For everything you said, I just can't disagree with you with anything you said. I think for me, it's always kind of been the Lot B is one of those ones where I'm kind of left wanting more. The 107, something about the 107, if you're going for those premier Pappy line, the 107, I think, is not only just the best bang for the buck, it's the one where I get the most flavor. That and the 15. The 23, I think I get more flavor than I do from the Lot B. So I'm going to go for that 23 over the Lot B. But it's not just because we're being cheap. And if you think about secondary prices and all that, I just really taste-wise like that Old Rip more.
And, trying to think about notes here and kind of going back to that notion of wheated grain allows for much more of an oak influence. The wheat itself doesn't really have as much of an influence, just more of a medium to allow the oak to get in there better. Maybe that's the note that I'm getting that I can't put a pinpoint, is because it's not necessarily from the grain, it's from the wood, and that flavor that comes off is kicking out from that.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a bit of an out loud ramble or think, but there's definitely a central theme to them all. Shit, I can't even come up with one word that I really love it other than literally like a funnel cake with no sugar on top or something.
I agree with you.
I feel like when you say baked good, everybody thinks of, more cinnamon spice, especially during the winter, as far as what most baked goods are going to be. But I think this kind of goes back to that other, space of no heat, kick, pep, or anything to this. I mean, they're all smooth and easy.
No, it's Doughboy Fresh.
Yeah.
If I was going to make a pick out of any of these, I'd call it Doughboy Fresh.
Lot B is almost a little stagnant. I think it's the low proof.
Yeah.
Maybe the wood's a little stronger in that one, because toward the back, you get that oak. I really feel like on that taste, I got more of it in the Lot B than I do the 23.
Probably. I don't know. I'm Old Rip 23 Lot B.
And if nothing else, the thing I never understood looking at the secondary tater markets, the Old Rip, that label looks so much better than a Lot B's plain, generic, bland-looking ass. Like, I don't know. Even if you want something for people to walk by and notice, you want that like showpiece on the bar. Old Rip's going to look way cooler and get way more looks than, what's this random off-white cream label with very small font?
It's just funny, I mean, know that
it obviously makes no bearing on the juice, but if you're going for that showpiece on the bar, why not save yourself $100 and get an Old Rip?
I'm with you.
Unless you're going, true pappies.
Anyways, we want to thank the folks at Cask Cartel again for sending this our way. Go to caskcartel.com. Follow them on Instagram at Cask Cartel. Get the world's greatest spirits delivered directly to your door. Also want to let you know that all of our glassware is provided by distilleryproducts.com. If you go into distilleries and say, hey, where do you get your glassware? Most people are going to say distilleryproducts.com is who gives them their laser-etched glassware at great wholesale prices, whether or not it's a Glencairn or a wee Glencairn or a Tuath or a neat glass, whatever it is, decanters, they have it. Go on to distilleryproducts.com and see for yourself. If you want me to hook you up with the good folks at distilleryproducts.com, reach out to me, send me a message. I will be happy to get you in touch with them. But I'm happy to know they have those wee Glencairns, and Distillery Products also sent us different glasses. And once we get into the new studio, Zeke, we are going to do a show with a bunch of different glasses and see which one we like better.
Can I bring my gin glass?
Sure. But distilleryproducts.com does not sell it, so it'll be something that you'll have to use as a side pour.
I like side pours.
You do like side pours.
I almost think this is like malty forward within like a splash of like root beer or something in there.
Which one?
All three of them. I think that's the common kind of theme flavor that I was having trouble pinpointing. But to me, it's not overly malty, but a little bit. And then like really like a weird kick of root beer toward the back. That kind of turn you get from whatever the root beer stuff that goes into it is. What is it? No, not wormwood. It's something though. Shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't drink much root beer?
Occasionally, but not that often. More of a cherry Coke guy. Anyways, go ahead and find us on Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads, Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Find us wherever you download your podcast. Please leave us an open and honest review, just like we leave open and honest reviews about the whiskey we drink. We want to thank Cask Cartel again for sending us these samples. It's not something we would have every day. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Hopefully in this studio you've been bumping for 6 months now soon.
I know. It's going to happen soon. Cheers.
Ciao.